And we are back. Happy Thursday, everyone. Especially to my favorite, one of my favorite, I changed it, one of my favorite co-hosts, TJ Autocross.
So close. I was so close to the top, and yet so far.
I did knock you down.
You did, man. Just when I started feeling like, oh, he really likes me, and maybe not today.
I'm just one of the others now. Tell you what.
It is what it is. How are you, buddy?
I'm actually pretty good.
Yep.
You know, the highlight of today, okay, one of them was drinking eggnog again.
You told me about that backstage, and my first question to you happened to be, I hope that was not from the holiday season, and you confirmed it was not. So,
all right. Yeah, my local HEB. I don't know if all HEBs have it, but my local one has it, and it kind of was put out for the Easter. The carton is pink.
It's colored pink.
Yeah. So which would, Easter eggs, I guess, probably. I don't know. But
sure.
the eggnog is a little more runny than you used to, but it's a different brand, so that probably makes a difference. But either way, I had a glass of it before.
Do you think they used Cadbury cream eggs?
Probably. That's pretty good.
Those were one of my Thanksgiving favorites back when I was a sweets eater.
No, nice.
Mm-hmm. Did I say Thanksgiving? I meant Easter favorites.
Oh, so would that be called Easter giving?
It would have been Easter giving if they were mixed up. Yeah. So no, I didn't eat them for Thanksgiving. I definitely they were like an Easter basket favorite of mine.
Yeah. Tonight I'm drinking a wild berry drink tonight.
Ooh, and I've got my standard issue giant jug of water.
I know. I dig up my tumbler. The Gina's Reef.
There you go.
It happens, you know.
Cadbury cream turkeys, Steven said, would be sweet.
That would be sweet.
So I would. I'm going to act as though I know what you're talking about. And I think what you're going to say is it's a turkey-shaped chocolate thing filled with like the Cadbury cream inside, as opposed to a turkey just injected with the Cadbury cream. Because Steven, I can't follow you down that path if that's really what you were talking about.
Now, I probably wouldn't pass. I mean, I'll probably give it a try if it was served, but
vibes.
Would I go out of my way though? Probably not.
Vibes.
What? You gotta try.
Think about what you're just saying.
I'm not
turkey full of Cadbury cream, like an actual turkey. No.
It'd be kind of like a sweet turkey, you know?
It would be, it would be an experience, I think.
Good evening, everyone. And we got Sam in here in the house first.
What time was that? I feel like he comes like way in advance.
At 6:30, or my time. So it's 7:30 your time.
Ah, okay. Don't be silly. I would never dream of the sweet, succulent pleasure of Cadbury cream infused turkey meat. Oh God! Oh.
And now everybody's gonna dream about it tonight. Wake up scared.
No, I don't ever want to think about that whole business. Never again.
All right. And we got Jody P in the. You know what? There's not a lot of people here tonight. No, actually, there are a lot of people here. Forget it. I was going to say I was going to walk a little bit down to the chat and read everybody's comments, but no. That's going to last all night and then some.
I see. Okay. I was gonna say, don't be wishing us small crowds here, buddy.
Yeah, no. Everyone's saying hi.
Yep.
Nope. Sorry, y'all.
It says hashtag got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but the way I read it was not that.
Oh my God, were you actually gonna just say that?
I was. No. That's why I stopped it. Welcome in, everyone. Wow, bad. What
Oh,
the hell? I've been drinking. I need to quit it.
yeah, that was.
Um,
Yeah, it's definitely not case sensitive.
yeah,
Yeah.
but what my
I know where you were headed with that one.
yeah,
Yeah. But I when I read it, I manually changed it in my mind before I.
yeah.
So yeah.
Everyone saying hi, evening. Talking about the turkey meat.
Yep.
Everyone's here. All right. Jeff Kane says dirt vibes. No. Uh, let's see. And hey, for those that wondered, Mariah is stuck in traffic.
Yep. She will join us when she gets back home.
Hey, Boogie, that wasn't nice. Mm-hmm. Not now. I gotta go back and look at that because I'm thinking the reason it popped out. Okay, it's capitalized. Boogie, that was all on you. I read. You're not supposed to do that.
No, I think that's actually that was the point. They were trying to get you, and it basically worked. I mean, you just have a very strong family friendly filter.
Yeah. Oh, it's like that was not what it's supposed to be. Anywho, I'm getting FaceTime link set up, and I'm gonna put the topic in about that.
Perfect.
And some of y'all might wonder, how is this compared to last week? It's different. Last week was DIY.
Mm-hmm.
Now this can be DIY too, I guess, whatever. But stuff that we use in the hobby that you don't need in the hobby.
Sure.
So your favorite things,
Mm-hmm.
Give me anything. And while you think about that, let's see if I can pull up the participant list.
I mean, Jenna does have a point, I have to say.
Hey, Jenny, you do got a point, but is a strong word. Anyhow, okay, I got participant pulled up. It says 16 participants in the chat. According to Fisham Link, y'all. Those share screen? Yes, ma'am. Here's a question for you, TJ.
Yeah.
When you talk to, when you consider technology or whatever, your car, your truck,
Mm-hmm.
do you associate them as a he or do you consider them as a she?
The actual object?
Yeah, like I was just talking about bringing up the page up. Said yes, ma'am.
Yep. I tend not to think of. Definitely, I don't think of the cars in a gender.
No, okay.
No, never did.
I used to a little more. I had a 4-door car. It was a Saab sedan.
Uh-huh.
And I'd call her. It'd be her.
Mm-hmm.
My baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I don't give them names either.
Because you're afraid if you give them names, they'll die, huh? Or quit working.
Oh no, I just don't. No, I just don't.
So, hey, Jake. Is this Katie? Maybe it has a sob.
Maybe.
Or is it River?
Could be River's first car. She is getting big.
Hey, congratulations, River, on your first car. What is it? What model?
I had several of them, Vibes.
Yeah?
Over the years, yeah.
What time frame we're talking? We're talking about in the 2000s, 90s, 80s? What time frame?
My first one, I got after I got my license, because both my parents worked and they needed me to take myself and my sister to like school activities. So I was in high school at the time, and my sister would have been like middle school, I guess.
Right.
So that was in the late 90s, and the car was like 10 years old, so it was like a late 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, so I had probably about 4 or 5 over from like first car all the way through until many years ago at this point. But yeah, they were always really, I enjoyed them. They were good cars.
It was Jake Saab.
It's Jake's.
A 93 era. Is it?
2004. Mm-hmm.
Is there a 93? What was? I think I'm a little blank because it's been too long since I had one. But it was a 2004 Saab, but it
Yep.
was a 4-door.
Yep.
Wasn't? I think it was 93. I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah,
They did have a 4 doors. Mm-hmm.
it had power.
Oh yeah, they had
Now,
great turbocharged engines in most cases.
And the gas mileage was phenomenal, crazy.
Yep. Yeah.
Like I said, why are you talking about cars?
Because you asked me if I named them, and we ended up down that rabbit hole.
Oh, that was a rabbit hole. My
That was a
apologies,
rabbit
y'all. Let's get out of that rabbit hole. Even though each was on the corner, let's get out of it. We're back at it. Here's the participant list, y'all. There's 18 participants in the chat. Joe, where's Sam?
Sam was only here for the pre-show.
Oh, I guess it didn't catch that, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Aw. Anyways, Sam, if you're watching back, you were here. We know it. We see you. Some reason Fish on Link doesn't see you yet. And Jody P, Kalish, Uncle Somali's Aquariums, Billy Bish Fish, Jeff Kane, Stephen P, David Aquatics, Outside Aquatics, Vinoski, MNC Aquatics, CC Aqua Escapes, Dennis Christensen, Jenna P, 2005, Kidbird Barbecue, HHD, Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats and Boots and Cats and Boots. No, stop. Nathan, Gale Two Gardens, Joe Smith, SC Cat Hurlis, Fish on Link, and Diddy's Fendin. Welcome in, y'all.
Nice. And I think I saw on Facebook today that Amisa's daughter maybe had a birthday.
Oh!
So happy birthday to her. I think that's what I saw. I be very honest that I just was checking in kind of very quickly, but I think I saw a post where she had a picture from, a long time ago when she was really little and kind of today. So happy birthday to her.
Awesome. Sweet 16?
No, not that old. Mm-mm.
Not that old. Okay. Young.
No.
I did miss some of your comments earlier, y'all. But I'm going to go back through there and I'm going to start.
Not a birthday, just growing up too fast. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I don't want to forget Cheryl Smith. Lurker mode in progress.
Cool. Thank you for lurking, Cheryl.
Yeah. In progress. Okay. Yeah.
Jody's birthday's coming up on Saturday, Vibes.
I saw that in Jenna P's live stream. I saw somebody hinting about birthday coming up. Yeah. And for those who don't know, actually, no one knows besides me, TJ, and Jody P.
Whoa. I feel
I'm going to spill the beans.
I feel special.
Jody P, at the kindness of her heart, sent me a package yesterday. Woo! It was a plant package. Woo! And hey, if you have any plants ever, and if Jody B's selling it anytime, auction or whatever, you gotta buy. They're like number one I'll give it like a 10-star rating. Perfect in every way.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's so good. I even had to do it on a video, y'all. So that video will be coming out later. But yeah.
So if Jody's selling, you're a buyer.
Yep, 100%.
Got it. Good to know.
Yeah.
So that's a good endorsement.
Yeah. The only problem now, since everybody knows that Vibe is a buyer, everyone's going to try to put the price up. No.
Mm.
Okay. Let's go back to the topic of
Okay.
favorite non-essential products in the hobby. And we already got some people in the chat answering some of that. Python hose. That is a non-essential. That is. I mean,
So I wrote that down on my list as well.
ooh. Yeah.
I mean, it's technically not required.
I know.
Right? I remember the days as a kid, and maybe pythons existed, but we just didn't have one, right? And so I remember the days as a kid with buckets, and siphons existed, but they were kind of the small, shorter versions. And so, 5-gallon buckets were the way. And so you'd fill up a 5-gallon bucket and take it and dump it wherever you were going to dump it. And then you come back and you do more. And, if you had a decent size aquarium, you were doing that, a few different times. And so, yeah, I think though it makes life so much easier.
Oh yeah.
The refill process. I think that alone is really right.
Yeah, actually, okay, I do got Python hoses all over the place, but I no longer use them for what they were meant to be used for. I went and actually that video will be coming out. I told TJ backstage, there's too many videos that I need to upload for y'all. And anyways, I did a DIY for the Python, connect to my sink to top off the tanks or the water changers. But instead of using the Python as a siphon, like it was meant to be, using that hose to put water back.
Yeah, well, that's how I refill my tanks from the So that's how it's intended, but it's just you're only using the half the function.
Right. And I'm not even using the adapter that we call it, the green thing that attaches to your sink.
You're not using that.
No.
Yeah. You made your own.
Yep. The one that's out of metal.
Different than what you showed us last week.
Yes. That was temporary.
That's right. So Steven says Python's been around for 50. So then Pythons definitely existed when I was a kid. There's because I'm not 50 years old. So we just definitely didn't have one. And you managed, but I just think with a big tank or a lot of tanks, I think it's just one of those that really, in my mind, really makes a big difference in the maintenance piece of the hobby.
Oh yeah. I mean, and since we talk about Python, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on the pump.
Oh, because you use like the pump that you put in the aquarium and kind of suck the water out that way.
Put water out, and you run it out to the pond. Now I wouldn't have to do it. That's not essential because you mentioned you could do the bucket brigade #bucket.
#bucket. You could absolutely do that. Would take you 3 days, probably. With just buckets back and forth. I mean, not really, but it would take you a long time to do a water change. That's all you'd end up doing. So,
right, especially if you would have a 5 75-gallon tanks in your house or whatever.
Right.
Right. Even if you have 1 300-gallon tank.
Yep. Then you tried to just use one Python to change water. Yeah, it would take you extremely long time.
Especially even if you're using just the clear hose to do the siphon.
Mhm.
Can you imagine a 300-gallon tank? How long that would take you?
Yeah, it'd be forever.
It'd be a job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I echo this. Happy birthday, Jody P. Amen, Jeff Kenny. I agree. And that is, let me see, that's cake. That's a happy face with a hat on. That's
Oh, it's a
party
guy
balloon.
blowing the little
Yeah,
thing that makes noise and it unrolls.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's the next one?
It's like looks like streamers, like one of those like party popper things.
Uh-huh. And the balloon and
Yeah, the
gift.
present, and then like almost like a pinata. Not really. I mean, it looks
Not
like
really,
just
but
like a sphere, but.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they all look phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's a good question. Quick, do any of us adults have a pinata at a birthday party, or have y'all?
I don't know that I ever have vibes. How about you?
No,
I don't think so.
that should be a thing. Instead of candy, it'd be like gift cards. Something a little more to our level of interest.
So Jorge says yes. It's a must, he says, for his birthday.
Right
Super.
on, George.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hey, you're welcome, Jody. And we did pick up Big Steve, Mr. Callie, Craig, and Linda Worth. Welcome in, y'all.
So Bougie asks if a pinata with her mother-in-law's face or their mother-in-law's face counts.
How many times did you hit it?
I'm gonna assume more than once. It sounds like. And then Kayla says tiny bottles of booze. I assume inside the pinata. Cool. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's a spin on it right there.
What else? Now, hey, let's take a little bit up for the hobby. What stuff would be perfect to go in that pinata? Like something that we use in the hobby.
Something that would be used in the hobby that would go in a pinata. Ooh.
Yeah.
How about like the melamine sponges? If you use those for like algae scrubbing the glass, you could put in there rubber bands that you would use to tie up fish bags. You could use containers of like fish food.
TDS meters.
Oh yeah, you can do a TDS meter.
Bug
Yeah,
bites,
algae pellets.
pellets.
Lots of choices. Vibes.
Yeah.
Lots of choices.
Definitely not razor blades for scraping tank.
Yeah, I don't recommend that. That
No.
seems problematic.
I mean, gift cards to different online vendors.
Yep.
Or
Amazon gift cards.
Amazon, yep.
Or any of the folks that we've got in the community that do gift cards. You got Dan's Fish. You've got Aquarium Co-op, Multi-God Gravel. Oh, but Jorge, think about when you smash that thing open. If you're like,
it'll go flying.
Oh, it'd go everywhere. Oh,
that's the stuff.
That gives me just the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. It's like, oh, you'd never get rid of the multicolored gravel. It'd be everywhere.
Right.
Dechlorinated water inside the pinata, which is made out of like paper mache. Jake, what are you talking? No. I don't. Yeah, I don't. It's like flying candy, but like way worse.
Yes.
I mean, try and crunch down on one of those things, you'll take out some teeth. Gift cards would get broken. Maybe, yeah, if you smashed them enough.
It depends on how you do it. You put them in a metal sleeve, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, Jody understands what I'm talking about. She says, like glitter, you'll be finding it forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Duckweed.
Yeah, duckweed. Oh, Jake says dechlorinated water in balloons inside the piñata. I see. So that only when you smash it. Steven wants you to put nothing but safe in there. Seachem safe. Just the powder.
Oh, woo!
Oh my God, you'd hit it
Smell?
and it would just be like a cloud.
Yeah, been at the poof.
So like, okay, so let's talk about the most diabolical one you could put together.
Oh, ooh, okay.
You could do the gravel, the multicolored
Mhm.
gravel mixed with the safe,
Yeah.
so that when you hit it, it would
Mhm.
be the cloud and the gravel would just go everywhere.
Hey, Barry, yeah, let's go ahead and throw some duckweed in. That way you
Some
get duckweed
duckweed?
all over you,
Okay.
and then the powder from the safe,
Yep.
and then the rainbow gravel. That'd be perfect.
Yep. How about some frozen bloodworm cubes?
Yeah, yeah. An old sponge.
And an
Filter.
an old filter sponge.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, all that mom, that gunk.
Yeah. I like that.
David made the video so we can all find out.
Yes, that is the best idea that I think I've heard all night.
I wonder how bad it is to breathe it. Hey, Steven, we're all waiting for it.
Yep.
Hey, welcome in, Griffin. Good to see you.
Jody says new short of for Steven, just a video of him inhaling the sweet scent of safe. I think it'll be like the 2025 version of the time that he ended up losing that bet and he ended up eating, what did he end up eating? Some rapashi?
Mm-hmm.
This will be the new version.
But Steven, is that really safe?
Oh man, that one you tried hard on.
Hey,
You were reaching for that one.
I mean, it did work though.
Yep. Jake says a Mom balloon fight.
Ooh. Hey, Jake, shouldn't that be a thing at the barbecue cookout every year?
I mean, does seem like a summer game, right?
Mm-hmm. In the middle of August? I mean, hey.
Yeah.
A vacuum water from the aquarium?
How about the vacuum water? Yeah.
That with the mom balloon. Ooh. Hey, you know what that reminds me of? Ernest P. Worrell.
Oh.
Episodes. You know his expression? Ooh.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That's how it would be with this piñata.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would not be good. Steven says he's got his curiosity has a line and it stops with eating rapashi. Thanks.
Ooh. But even that, I'm not even curious about that even, Steven. Not even a tiny bit.
Cece says she doesn't want Mom on her in August.
Huh. Hey, Foxy. Welcome in. Jody, I thought I was the only one that smelled claustrophobia.
Yeah, they're talking about the smell of cladophora algae.
Right. Ooh, the red juice from a white warm culture about 3 weeks past the prime.
Oh goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a nearly expired vinegar eel culture.
A caster filter that has been touched, and one that has not been running
Mm-hmm.
for like 3 years.
Oh God. Mm-hmm. All right. So we have come up with some really interesting
Nasty.
pinata ideas here.
Yeah. Now someone needs to step out and go ahead and do it.
I mean, last time I checked, you were a man with a camera and a channel. So
I don't know. Maybe I need to start a new channel. Trying to think, what would the name be of the channel?
something smells fishy.
Exactly. But the person also out there with that.
What's that? Probably
It's the
somebody
voice.
else with
Yeah.
that. Oh, okay. I don't know. You'll figure it out.
I volunteer vibes.
Yeah, I'm with Jorge on that one.
But that channel sounds kind of nasty. Just saying.
Hmm. Yeah.
To my luck, it probably go viral.
Yeah. And then you would have, there you go, right? That'd be your calling would be to run that channel and do experiments.
Bag of mystery snails.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. But that would be a mystery. Right there. Ooh. Hey, y'all give me some big good ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Are
And,
you yeah, go
what?
ahead. I was just gonna say, are you ready for another
Panada or another item?
non-essential product that we have as
Yes. Go
favorites?
ahead. Knock it out.
So I call out a specific name brand here, but it really can be any of the fancier, more high-end lights that we use on our aquariums.
Like
I
what? Hydra?
particularly am a fan of the Fluvalls. I've talked about it
Oh,
before. I really like
yeah.
the app. Not to say that there aren't others that are great and also have
Mm-hmm.
apps that are really useful. I know a bunch of our friends here have different brands that they maybe prefer. For me, it's just always been the Fluvalls. I just think they work really
Right.
well for me, and they're not super high end, which kind of works for what I'm doing. But yeah, I mean, technically, you don't need it. There's plenty of people
Right.
that use shop
Shop light.
lights
Yep.
to grow plants and seem to do just
Okay.
as well.
Yeah.
So, but for me, I like the convenience. It's been reliable, that I've had them for years at this point,
Right.
and so I just I stick with it. I feel like it's worth a little bit of the premium for some of the features, and
Mm-hmm.
it's easy.
Yeah. Now, most of y'all probably know, but probably my favorite light is the AI Hydra, the Aqua Illumination.
Is that AI
Uh,
Prime
no, it's the
different?
one with the two bulbs. The Prime is the
Same
one.
company though?
Yes, it's same company.
Okay. The company's called AI. The Prime is a model of light. Is
Yeah.
that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I thought AI Prime was the name of the company. I don't know that much about them, but I have heard the name. So, okay.
Yeah.
So a Prime is a
AI.
model of an AI light. So you like the AI Hydra?
I do. Now, depending on your tank, if you have nothing in the middle, like a bar across the tank,
Mm-hmm.
the Prime is perfect. But if you have a bar, you want to cover both sides of the bar. Either have
Yep.
two lights,
Yep.
or have
Interesting.
or with the Hydra.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, with two, go three, whatever bulbs.
And does it have, it has like the settings?
Oh,
So,
it's I haven't figured it all out. I found setting a light, turn it on, that's where it stayed. I haven't changed it.
okay. Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it,
That's what
it
I let, right?
yeah.
I just, you set it up once you figure out sort of how you want it to work. And the only thing that I will say about the Fluval, it does not do daylight savings time automatically.
What?
So, yeah, so even though your phone does,
Mm-hmm.
right? So my phone
Right.
automatically will switch. It does not. So I have to, the
Oh,
day that the time changes, I have to connect the
right.
phone to the light through the app. That takes care of it. So it's not a big thing, but it is one thing that I do notice. Now, maybe in the newer generations of models, they've fixed that, but the one that I've got does not. So that's kind of the one thing that I always kind of forget, because the other tanks that I have that have just a regular light on a Casa Wi-Fi timer, the Wi-Fi timer figures it out no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I just usually what ended up happening, in fact, it did, whenever a few weeks ago when the time changed, I was expecting the light to be on, and I walked through the room where the tank was. Then I was like, oh, wait. And then it kind of dawned on me I had to connect it up. All the other ones worked, kind of flawlessly. So, one minor thing, I think, compared to all the other positives.
Right. Yeah. Now this one, of course, they have the options to ramp up, ramp down. The whole nine. Sunset, sunrise, etc.
Yep.
Now, what I did, I kind of cheated. Back in the day when I got it, I asked the group on Facebook, "What do you recommend for this certain core or whatever?"
Mm-hmm.
And they sent me a whole row of different codes.
Mm-hmm.
I can put on the app, and basically someone else has already gone through and made a nice format.
Yeah. So do you use it just on your saltwater aquarium?
Yeah.
And
usually, I usually don't even talk about this light because I don't recommend it to anyone.
You don't recommend just because you just don't want to recommend the product.
Right. And the product's great. It's just that price tag is not
budget friendly.
Not feasible. No.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I got it back when I was ignorant. I'm still ignorant, but I'm learning.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess the thing that I say is, the Fluval light is more expensive than like a shop light or something like that.
Right.
But I find value in spending a little bit of the extra. So if that's how you feel about the AI light, there's no harm in that.
Right. Because I mean, since then, I got other saltwater lights since then that work. I mean, maybe not as good because this tank is deep, so you need to get that light, the strength of it down to the bottom.
So you needed a more powerful light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, welcome in, Ross Baltimore and 186 Element. Welcome in, y'all.
Welcome. We've got to cover. Jake is gonna jump up and down and lose it here if we don't talk about a net.
A net or a net?
A net, not a net. The person, his favorite non-essential item is a fish net.
I agree 100%. That is a non-essential. I mean, you don't need it.
No, yeah, he makes a good point. You could technically use your hands to catch your fish, right? And there are people who do that and believe that is a better way to go for the fish. So I would say, though, he's right. I use the nets, not all the time, but certainly when I need them. They are one of my favorite things to use.
Right. Now, if I had the option and the water doesn't matter, say, for instance, if I'm putting fish from this tank, and it doesn't matter if the water mixes.
Yep.
My preferred method is actually either a cup or a bowl or a bucket.
So you catch them in a cup or a bowl or a bucket that you dip in the water and you, that way you don't touch them at all.
Right, exactly. And it works best for like plecos and corridors.
The ones that are not swimming all over the place, like a school of like neons.
Also the little whistles and nets get caught all the time.
Oh, they get stuck. Yeah.
So if it's a cup or something like that, no issue.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a smart way to go then.
So
I wanted to cover that because Jake had said it probably about 3-4 times, so we wanted to cover that. And then Steven says you will one day try a Chihiros or a Weak Aqua light, I hope. Steven, when I need lights, we'll talk. You are certainly one of my fish advisors in this community, so I will reach out when I get to that point, and you can talk me through what you like, what you don't, and certainly I am definitely open to other options that I haven't experienced yet.
Right.
A fish scoop
And a fish.
and fish cup for catching fish. Is it like an ice cream scoop, CC?
You can try to, you know how at the ice cream shop, the ice cream they had the ice cream scoop, and they're rolling the ice cream. to make
Yeah,
it ball,
yeah, exactly. Is that what you do with the fish? You kind of roll them up so they get all confused, and then they're not sure what's happening. So then they just willingly go in the scoop, and then you put them in the cup, and then you're off you go.
Yeah.
Is that how that goes? Okay. It's
Seriously, if
tricky.
you do that, go ahead and video it, because I really want to see it if you do that. But I kind of feel bad for the fish.
Yeah, you feel bad kind of confusing the fish like that, tumbling them around a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Go ahead.
Steven says that neither do the Chihiros or the weak Aqualites. They also don't
Yeah.
connect
I
and
saw that.
adjust to the time change. That is interesting. So there's got to be something about it, because you would figure one of the companies, especially when it comes to the higher end lights, you would have figured that they would have figured out how to make that work. So interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's a
So
large
it's
spoon, like a
spoons
serving spoon, and a
in
deli
a
cup.
deli cup. Oh,
So it's like eating a dessert.
either that or it's like instead of pasta salad, she's like, here's some of your Medaka rice fish.
Sorry, CC. That was all TJ, by the way.
I mean, it was. It's true. I'll take that one.
That was good though. All right. Let's go back to the Nathan put in.
So
Flat
what's
weight.
one thing we think we don't need in the hobby? Other than mega fish, I say we don't actually need plant weights. Oh,
Good point. We don't.
yeah. I mean, I suppose there's lots of other options. You could use rocks. You could glue stuff down.
Tie it down.
Tie it down. There are people that do bury things like Anubias. They just don't bury the rise. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah, I think that was Nathan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we got Jenna P.
My
Liquid
vote for
gravel
unnecessary thing
cleaner.
is liquid gravel cleaner. Oh yeah, I have a personal vendetta against liquid gravel cleaner because I stacked all those bottles and then they all fell down at the clash.
Hey,
We're gonna
that
try
was,
not to repeat that next year. Well, this year.
I mean this year.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, repeat it again. It was awesome. I
mean,
enjoyed it.
watching it back in video, it's awesome.
Yeah.
When it happened at the time after I had spent whatever length of time it was to try and lay it out nicely, which I thought I was doing to help the people that were about to like put the bags together,
Right.
which ended up being like, let's be clear, like it was not essential. In my head, it just seemed like it was a good idea, and then they all fell down. So yeah.
Maybe I'm a little ignorant. What is liquid gravel cleaner?
What is gravel cleaner?
Yeah.
So it was a product that one of the, or maybe a couple even of the vendors that had given things to the gift bags,
Right.
they had provided something that they call gravel cleaner. We don't know what's in it, but it was like, I think they listed it as like a sludge remover, right? That kind of a thing. So I assume the concept is that it has some sort of a microbial type of property that would help with kind of taking care of some of the things that end up in the gravel. But what does it do? I don't know what it actually does or how the science behind it works. So yeah, and without knowing the ingredients, it was hard to say. So it was kind of one of the things that we weren't exactly sure what the purpose was or how people use it, that kind of thing.
All right. Yeah. Because I saw it earlier. I said, now what? I think that was even in the gift bag the prior year. I think the Clash.
That was in the gift. Probably. Yeah. I mean, I think different companies have that make various types of products that we use. You know, chemicals or medicines. They tend to give that for the gift bags. So it probably was. I think there was 2 different companies that maybe gave a similar product. Microbe Lift might have been one, and I forget what the other company was. But yeah.
Tissue and pump stickers.
It's his favorite non-essential. Yeah, I mean it's
It's
I
definitely
can
not essential.
absolutely see I can absolutely see why it is a favorite. And technically it's not required to keep fish, but I mean, let's be clear, they're super cool. So they kind of feel like they're an important thing to have, an important addition. I think Kyle's done a really, really super cool job with them.
Yeah.
A brute trash can with wheels.
Yeah, because you can do a brute trash can without wheels.
You know what? In my current version of my hobby, I refuse a brute trash can under all circumstances.
Because it's so brute.
It is. I can't handle it. I'm a sensitive sort.
Yeah.
No, like where to store it. I just don't have I don't have a fish room, right? So for me, I'm not gonna have like a 55-gallon brute trash can just chilling in the corner of my house. It's just not how I'm gonna do it. So
it's like a fish room decoration.
Fish room decoration, but when you don't have a fish room and you try and keep tanks in your living space that have a certain aesthetic,
in the corner, a blue trash can.
No,
the living room.
Not happening. Not happening. I can see there's lots of uses. I don't question its usage, but it's largely the reason that I refuse to keep saltwater, because if I had a large enough aquarium for saltwater, I would probably want to do one so I could mix my own water.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it. Just not doing
fair
it.
Enough, fair enough.
Jake, you weren't annoying. I was just giving you a hard time, man.
Yeah, Jake, get over yourself, Jake. You're so annoying. No, Jake's really cool, y'all. If you don't know Jake or you don't know Eddie, time you get to know us.
There you go. Steven says that the gravel cleaner sciences your gravel real good. Yeah. I think that's probably true.
The sciences your gravel real good. But,
Wait. Go ahead. You were going to say something, and then I want to go back to another comment.
I'm just thinking about the established system. You don't want to mess with your gravel.
Well, a gravel vac.
Ooh. Is the fish police going to show up in a bit? I haven't gravel vacked in probably 5 years. Once.
You haven't gravel vacked once in 5 years? Yeah, there's plenty of people that I think don't, right?
Now, of course, it depends on the tank you have. You can get away with it, or if you're trying it, there's actually a tank like that. You don't gravel vac, like the Wallstead method.
Yeah. Well, I'd imagine with any kind of dirted tank, you're taking a bit of a risk, right?
Now, if you're trying that pristine system that you want a masterpiece like that's not natural, definitely.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I just was going to say, ironically, Steven says, ironically, I've been using a TDS meter more than ever before because of the RODI. I distinctly remember that there was a line in the guppy wrap where there was something said of, kind of like get rid of your TDS meter and, understand the chemistry of your water. Now, granted, Steven does know the chemistry of his water, but I do find that a little bit funny because it was not the preferred method that he was talking about when he was talking in the guppy wrap. So that is interesting to see how we've kind of come a little bit full circle there, Steven.
And Mr. kind of piped in. I'm guessing she's talking about the boot, trash cans, same idea.
Yep.
But the small shoe size, box size totes.
Oh, I think she's talking to Foxy about something.
The breeding
the totes. We catch them in. I shouldn't be reading them backwards.
You are though.
I was, and then I realized that was kind of. Pepperlin catches rainbow fish fry with a 1/3 cup measuring spoon. That's what they're talking about. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay, that makes much more sense.
Right.
Cat House says, I have no dedication. They keep the brutes by the door to the garage.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's my laundry room.
Oh, don't you have a little spot for a boot trash can? Be perfect.
I don't. In the corner, I have a little seat where I can put my shoes on because I don't wear shoes like through the house.
Right.
So when I come in the house, I stop, I sit down at the little seat, I take my shoes off, I leave them there. So it's like the mudroom area. So, I mean, if I got rid of that, sure, but then I gotta, yeah, I'm still not doing it.
This looks what I want to talk about. Oh yeah, Rachel had a good point. Water test kits are unnecessary.
Oh, and I think that's what Steven was responding to, and he said, ironically, he uses it more than yeah.
Right. And a lot of these things are. It has a special property to remove you from your money.
A lot of things in the hobby do.
Yeah. And that's one reason to talk about them. Some, especially even today, it's still I use probably that I shouldn't be using, but someone says you need to. You know what I'm saying? And all it's doing is putting money into the hobby.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we've all got our preferences, right?
Right.
And we've talked about it a lot, that we all have our own version of kind of how we do the hobby, and it's working for us. So I think the problem becomes making those choices. You've got to educate yourself and decide what works for you. Otherwise, if you listen to everybody, you'll buy every product under the sun, and
yep,
some of them are going to be maybe things you spend a little bit of extra money on, but it has a value to you, right? So like a nice light, or some of these other things. The Python is not necessarily a cheap product, but it adds some simplicity to the hobby and makes it a little bit easier to navigate. So you've got to make your own judgment call on, is the expenditure worth what you get back? So yeah.
On my list, are you ready to move on?
Yeah, go for it, man.
The aquascaping kit.
It has the aquascaping kit,
like the scissors, the different tweezers, the different blades.
Yep.
The whole kit.
Sure.
Not essential.
Not essential. No. Agreed.
Now, okay, I agree. You might need scissors here and there, but just use without scissors, whatever. But I watched aquascapers do it with their hands.
Mm-hmm.
Aquascape.
Yeah.
Blindfolded.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of this stuff, it might make it easier, or that you actually do it, but it's not essential.
Correct. Yeah, it's one of those that I think, again, if you decide that the way that you aquascape or you trim your plants, that makes it easier for you, then absolutely. For you, that's the part of the hobby you're going to invest in. But agreed, there's multiple ways to do it. I've tried to use the tweezers to like plant plants, and I'm not coordinated enough, I don't think, in that way, because they end up floating back up to the top. When I use my fingers and just shove it in the substrate, it works way better. So for me, that's kind of how I do it. And I just use a regular pair of sharp, clean scissors to clip the leaves that need to come off the plants.
Oh yeah,
like for trims.
Now, I do agree. Actually, this behind the camera, a big scissors for that long.
Yep.
But at the end of it, it's curved.
Oh, that's nice. Yep, that is nice.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab it.
You gonna grab it? You do that, and then I'm gonna read Steven's comment. He said has the RODI the TDS meter has one use. He uses it to make sure the RODI is still 0, then toss it straight back in the trash. You know, Steven, I just had to ask the question because I wanted to understand, since the time that the guppy wrap came off, if we had a new epiphany that I just wasn't aware of and I needed to take into consideration. But good to see that all is still well with the world, and the TDS meter is still not the preferred method.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, those things are big. My opinion is almost kind of bulky. How big they are.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the big.
Yeah.
Laser.
But that helps you like put your arm down in the deep tanks, right?
Right. But it depends on what you're grabbing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't really put a pressure on it to hold it in place. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Because you're too far away.
Trying to plant a front growing plant, like a small, you know, but yeah. No, a lot of these, y'all, those ones.
So you're saying like it would do a number on like Monte Carlo?
Yeah. So, but no, the ideal world, you'll plant your tank before you fill it up.
Yeah. But that's probably where it works best for you.
Yeah. Anyway, anyways, about that. Okay. I did like Steven comment a while ago about the mom, about the ground vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that, Steven. Clean the surface of your leaves, because if you don't, the light cannot get to your leaves, and long term, they actually die.
Oh right. Yeah, if they're they stay dirty, yeah, they build a film up on them, and they're like a cover. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, actually, that's also not just for your aquariums either. In your house, if you leave it dusty, dirty, they will eventually not survive.
Oh, houseplants. Yeah, for sure. So I like the houseplants. I go with like a damp like cloth or something like that, and I do dust them every so often, so that they don't end up not being able to photosynthesize.
Oh, even what you can do, if you ever move the plant outside or into the shower,
you can hose it down, right? Yeah.
Yep. Same idea. But if it's too big and bulky, be very careful. You use a soft cloth.
Yep.
Mist it, you know, yeah.
Yep. I think that's right.
So many comments. I'm going to skip a lot of them. Anyways, we got another comment yet before Ed goes live. So,
oh my gosh, time went really fast. I'm going through just checking to see if there's other comments. Yep, Steven says he's had many epiphany in the years, and half of them are still evidence of how useless TDS meters are. Yeah, good. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm keeping up. Jake said the only thing that's essential is, what do you say? Fish, water, a container, and food. I mean, yeah. I would say water that is free of like the harmful chemicals.
Yes.
Right. So however you get to that. The other one that I thought of is, I've actually got a couple. I've got glass lids
Whoa, yes.
and store-bought stands. Well, yours isn't store-bought. You bought the materials and you built that thing.
But that's non-essential as well.
Right, agreed. Right. You did a DIY stand and you did it like in a beautiful way, as opposed to it would have been just as effective if it was just 2x4s put together using one of the
Right.
many designs that are out there. Yeah. Yeah, but for me, again, so a lot of my choices are based on the fact that my aquariums are in my living space.
True.
And so I want them to have a certain aesthetic. So for me, the glass lids do add a nice,
Yes.
nice kind of finished look. The nice lights do make it look kind of nice. And then a store-bought stand, it just gives it an aesthetic that is nice for a living space. If I
Right.
kept it in a room dedicated to itself, I probably wouldn't do half of those things
Right.
because it just isn't necessary. But for me, just to make it so that, I want my home to look, beautiful, and I want people to, view the aquariums as, something that's an interesting point of,
Right.
conversation starter in a room, or just a beautiful accent to the rest of the room. And
Well,
so that's why I emphasize some of those things.
if you did a DIY stand like that, that would be
Well,
perfect.
it would be. You're right. The only problem is I'm not a gifted carpenter like you are.
Oh.
But you're right. Yeah, basically you've DIY'd something that people would buy like
Oh
in
yeah.
a store, right?
Oh
So
yeah. I've had people ask me if I'm willing to make some more, and so far I have not promised to, because that's work.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and Kalish has found most DIY stands to be far superior to store bought. Absolutely, right. I think from a strength perspective and a
Oh yeah.
craftsmanship, yeah. For me, more it's not having kind of the vision to put one together that is going to look as nice as what I can get at the store visually. I could build one that I think was very functional,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have the skills, and it's not something that I'm passionate about learning.
Right.
Is how to make a beautiful, wooden or other type of material stand. It's not where I place my emphasis.
Right.
But yeah.
Now, you know what, y'all? A quick side note. One reason I went and made a DIY stand because I seen too many store bought stands just crumble.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah, the ones that are made out of like particle board or
Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that alone scares me. It scared me enough. So you know what? If I want a wood stand, it's going to be DIY. I'm not
Yep.
gonna. Now, I do got one right here. Is a store stand that
Mm-hmm.
eventually I do want to change it out because of that.
Yeah.
I haven't got to do it yet. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with the stand. It's just now this one is wood though, so that is good.
That makes a big difference, right? A
But
solid piece
still,
like that.
yeah. I mean, it's like plywood, but still, I'm not 2x4 material versus it doesn't even come close to the same quality.
No, exactly.
But yeah,
Yep.
I don't like storage stands. I need storage or something like a heavy duty nightstand works better for me. Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
Rachel, you could do your own DIY nightstand equipment.
Sure.
Yeah, easily, and they're very beautiful. Something that will hold that tank like 100 times over the weight of that tank easily.
Yeah. And the 186 element says I try to incorporate nice pieces of furniture for my stands. Yeah, I think those look beautiful. I've seen a number of people that do that, and so that certainly is also a choice that I
So
think.
you mean go out and buy furniture that will hold an aquarium?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the problem with that, you gotta be careful that you make sure that's actually solid and not just looks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, for me, if I want to test our furniture out,
Mm-hmm.
if I sit on that furniture in the middle of it and it doesn't even move, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of the way you test it.
Because if it moves under my own weight, an
Mm-hmm.
aquarium,
Yep. Is significantly heavier,
yeah.
unless it's a tiny aquarium.
If it's like the 40-ounce aquarium that I got over here beside the
Yeah.
camera,
Mm-hmm.
now that could be on a tissue box almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But majority of the hobbyists, people in the hobby, the tanks are usually bigger than that.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Misa says everyone has their own jam. She likes creating things and has access to good tools. I couldn't do what I do with cars, even though I really appreciate a beautiful engine. Yeah. I mean, that's when it comes to the kind of the mechanical stuff, the cars are where I spend kind of my time, and I've learned. That was always something that interested me, which will surprise nobody here since I was a little kid, and so I've kind of taught myself how to work on the cars. And yeah, for me, it's woodworking is just not quite the same. I don't connect with it in the same way that I do the cars, just because of all that I grew up around.
I would say the black metal frame stand at Petco was pretty good for the price. It was like a starter breeder rack, and 40 breeder fan could hold 3 $10 load. Cool, Stephen P. Yes. Now, yeah, there's quite a few metal stands for the big box stores, etc. That actually, actually, if you want to do a fish room, yeah, they're perfect. Now, there you go. Aesthetically pleasing, not so much.
Is there what now?
If you're looking for the beauty of a stand, the metal ones from Petco really don't hit it for me.
No, although they're not bad, right? They look finished and they're they're usually they're coming like a black painted or powder coated metal, and so yeah, no, I think they can, and usually it seems like from a construction perspective they're going to be pretty sturdy, right? Instead of right, and waterproof.
Yes. A lot of people that do have bigger tanks, besides the plywood aquarium guys,
you
do usually go with the metal water wax.
Oh yeah.
Now that might be more for your saltwater world people.
The metal.
Yeah. The big not quarter tube style. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some of those done with ADG, Aquarium Design Group.
Yeah. They're kind of local to you, yeah.
I mean, kind of. I mean, they're in Texas. What, 3 hours from me? So
that's like around the corner by Texas time.
Yes.
Sam's giving you a rundown saying that the poll right now is 50-50.
52-48.
Oh.
So, no, you're all right. 50-50. It just changed. They just make someone else's day better. So 50% of y'all did not. That's not a good thing.
I don't know. They probably did in some small way and maybe don't realize it.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of the eternal optimist.
Yeah. They probably, yeah. I agree with you on that. They probably are. But if you haven't, and if you know you haven't, you still got. If you're in the Central Time Zone, you got another 3.5 hours yet. Makes them all stay better.
You know what I've been a fan of lately?
What?
Vibes. Yeah. I work in a corporate environment, and so email is like a fact of life, right? Or like a Teams chat, that kind of thing. And I've been getting into this habit of somewhere in the email telling people that I hope they have a great day, or I hope that they're having a great day. And I actually had somebody respond to that the other day. And they were like, "Yep, I am having a great day, thanks." Right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
so, I just thought it was just a simple thing that it's so easy just to go in there and say, "Hey, I need you to go do this." Right? And you just run
right.
off and you go to your next thing and you fire off a bunch of different emails or messages and I need you to do these things. And I just thought, like I think it's just a nice little touch. And that in my mind, it's not a grand gesture, but if it makes somebody smile or think about it a little bit,
Hmm.
I think it's kind of nice to do.
Right. Like Jeff Kane says, 50% are evil, like snails.
Ooh,
Ooh,
fighting words.
that is
Fighting
the
words
right
from
word.
my friend Jeff Kane.
Uh-huh. Hey, Sam, you're here. Hey, Sam, I did say hi to you earlier, but you probably didn't hear it. Welcome in, Sam.
Yeah,
Did
he
you
was
have
here for the pre-show and then took off.
right?
And now he's back.
And I did miss Swiffle, the Aquatics. If you're still here, my apologies. I saw you come in, but at the time we were on a deep topic, and I was afraid if I hop off of it, we might lose ourselves. I don't want that to happen. I mean, I'm sure I didn't make
That's
anyone
good.
day worse.
Sam says that he found my email very threatening in a passive aggressive way. He probably should report that to HR then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Snails are like 51% evil.
51% evil? Oh no.
Oh, anyway, I'm just
Man, our time flew. There's 4 minutes left before Ed goes live.
so. Do you got anything else on the list that we can talk about? Or I mean, I got a lot more on the list, but some
Do
of it
you?
is going too deep to really get it hard.
We can just do kind of a lightning round. I may get a little controversy here. Live and frozen foods.
Yes, that is definitely not essential.
Not essential. Your fish will do fine living on other options, right? But
Like
I
dry
use them.
pellets,
I do think
flake.
that they're valuable, but
Hmm.
there are lots of fish in the world that will never see a live or frozen food because people won't buy it.
Right. Could you imagine giving a fish in the wild a frozen food? Like, hey Bob, what's that tube over there floating around in the water? Well, I've
Wouldn't
held
that
that in
wouldn't
a
that
plant
be
for years.
interesting to see if they knew what it was?
Right. Right. I think most of them would probably hit it just out of curiosity.
The puffers would like a word, Todd. He's not wrong, right? They don't. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
He's getting ready to come up and smack you. Nancy B! So my daughter's done.
What? Your darters?
I think you just opened a can of worms, DJ.
Well, yeah. It sounds like these fish like the can of worms.
Yeah.
HR Firestorm. I agree. It's definitely that. And then I knew when I said that it would kind of raise some attention. I think so. None of the fish that I keep need live or frozen.
Right.
Absolutely right. I don't think that's they're not right. But I mean, like there are plenty of fish out there that's kind of all that they really do eat. So if you're a fish keeper of those fish, like what Nancy is saying, like what Steven is saying, then yeah, that's part of what you absolutely need because of those types of fish. But for an average tetra or whatever that you're keeping in a
Right.
community aquarium, it's something I use. It's something that I think does benefit them, but I can't quantify what that benefit really is. And it's not that they won't eat the other stuff.
Mhm.
Pieces of crickets in containers there. maybe
And the channel makes a great fly holder for your mission.
no neat.
That's a good point, Craig. Now the cricket keeper you can buy from Petco, or whatever. I've used them in the past for collecting in the wild, or for temporary holding for eye, or etc. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And did you see? Amisha says, "Oh, and to go back to the email thing, I got an email from Signed Off. I hope you have the day you deserve." Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, again, being the optimist, I'd like to believe that that was done in a positive way, but
Yeah.
interesting choice of words. And Nancy says, "Yeah, your basic Petco fish do not need live or frozen. Us weirdos that like weird fish need extra." Yeah. Absolutely. I will 100% admit that. Yeah, there are definitely cases where live and frozen are required. I just don't happen to keep any that I feel like are required that, but I do feed it.
And you brought up a new topic for me.
I did.
But I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna put it in my notes.
Cool.
Yeah. I appreciate everyone answering, because sometimes, yeah, some topics will come out of our discussions.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it's also great that they correct, because I was thinking very kind of short-sighted, right, around the
Right.
way I keep fish, and I didn't necessarily think about the broader context around it. So yeah, I appreciate the comments to sort of reframe my thinking around that. Yeah, 186, the 186 element says the same thing. So yeah, there's definitely cases where it would be a much more important.
I'm trying to imagine a Pistos.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to this diner, this restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and they used to serve live frozen, but now
Mm-hmm.
since the cost of living has gone up, all they serve now is dried pellets and flakes. Would
Mm-hmm.
they leave and go somewhere else?
Sounds like the 186 element is saying that their pistos would definitely put up a bit of a fuss.
So would they be the Karens of the hobby?
Potentially. Potentially. So
yeah,
9:32.
Is that live?
Oh, let me check.
If
Let me check.
we can wrap this up, and we can talk about this another time.
Yep.
This is a broad topic.
Ed doesn't look live quite yet, I don't think.
I hope he's alive.
He's alive. I hope that as well. He doesn't look like he's live yet, though.
Okay.
So
I'm going ahead and end the poll, though.
Okay.
With that, it's not a good. I was hoping the poll would be good this tonight. 51% said no. 48% said yes. So I've seen what it was at 65% yes, and like the other no. So it's okay. It made y'all think.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's always a good thing. Yeah, so Jeff's over here dropping songs that people are saying they're not going to get out of their head for days.
Anyways, guys, this was a phenomenal topic. Wrapping this up, the way it sounds is, if you find a product that will help you enjoy the hobby better, go ahead and get it and use it.
That's what I think, right? I think it's a matter of finding the things that make things easier, make them more enjoyable, make it easier, make your process more consistent. Absolutely. Find those areas and use your investments there. Doesn't mean that it's going to work for all of us, but I think that's part of our own journey, and it's important to figure out what those things are for you and the types of fish you keep.
Yes. And in the meantime, y'all, go ahead and make your own DIY stand.
There you go. Just like the one back there.
And that is the challenge of the week.
Email vibes for the plans.
And next Thursday, I want to see y'all's pictures. Send them to my email, and we can even post them in the live stream. Your stands. And come on, it's a challenge of the week. Pass me up in quality.
It's like a shop class challenge. You're taking me back to like middle school vibes when I built the bridge out of the balsa wood sticks. And the teacher was putting the weights on it to see how much it would hold. Mine didn't do so well.
So what it sounds, maybe you shouldn't doing this challenge.
That was a sad day vibes. That was the day I figured that carpentry and trade work was not going to be my future.
Cool. Send the materials. Now that was not part of the challenge. The challenge was do it. It's a DIY, Rachel. DIY. Do it yourself. Anyways, hey, it would be cool. Hey, you know what? If someone does it, what's something special happening? If somebody is willing to hit the challenge up, so. Anyways, Stephen P. I built some stands, but don't want to build another one.
Steve said he refuses to believe that I didn't come out of the womb with an erector set half built. So yeah, like I could do that kind of stuff. Like when I was a kid, like I would do the Legos or the erector sets or those kinds of things. Yeah, but it just didn't translate to like other stuff, man. Like I was an absolute shop class like wreck. It's a miracle that all the work I do on the cars goes as well as it does, knock on wood. But yeah, you would think I was not mechanically gifted at all.
So, okay, so that's the challenge, y'all. Hey, the challenge, if you already built a nice DIY stand and you want to share it out, you got my email. Or actually, moderators, you want to drop in my email for those that do want to share it out. And if we get enough photos, we might do a recap for next Thursday of that. Like when you start out the live stream, that might be the challenge of the week. It's a new thing just coming out of my head. So
wow, look at this, the brainstorm and the musings of our man vibes right here.
So yeah, or do I need to put my own email address in the chat? I know. Hey Jeff, I know you did, but some people might not have seen them.
So can he enter one of the ones he built previously?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so it doesn't have to be built this week.
No, but hey, if you do it this week, y'all, this will be an extra bonus if you do it from now to next Thursday.
So they have to timestamp it somehow.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And of course, we're going to trust you if you want to go that far into the challenge. So, anyways, without further ado, let's wrap this up. Thanks everyone hanging out.
Yeah.
TJ, what you got for here?
Yeah, man, this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed having the opportunity to catch up with you here. We text throughout the week usually, but it's always nice to get a chance to chat, cover some fun topics and stuff like that. And thanks to everybody in chat for being here. We wouldn't be the same without you. And we'll see you all next Thursday.
And there's the email for those that want to join that challenge. Because hey, I'm pumped about it. It's even encouraging myself to really look into that. Anyways, thanks for watching. Peace out, y'all. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh, and one more thing. Go ahead.